There's always a deeper story, and the deeper story is God's at work, and God is leading you, and God wants to do stuff in your time and in your finances and in your relationships. And I would want to encourage you to like Daniel 1, to see the 5 God gives there of God at work, God at work, God at work, God at work, God at work. 5 times it's mentioned in that chapter. And in your story, exactly the same thing is going on. God is at work. He's doing things and he's working out his purposes. He hasn't lost control. He's not into lockdown. But I wonder whether you can see it. I wonder whether you have seen it, or whether you need to stop and to be open and to ask that question. God, what are you doing? Where are you at work in this situation? What's your purposes? And how can I cooperate with that? And when we see the deeper story, 2 things happen. The first thing that will happen is it will deal with negative emotions of anxiety and panic and fear. Because suddenly, rather than thinking it's all out of control and it's all uncertain, actually we realize that it's not. Because God's working out his purposes. And once we start to see that, it deals with some of those emotions and brings a sense of calmness. And the second thing it'll do, once you see what God's doing, is it'll give you a sense of focus. It'll give you something that you can work on, that you can respond to. Because once you know God is maybe he's shaking you up because there's a new future he's got for you. Maybe he wants you to be less attached to money so you can be more attached to him. Maybe he wants to invest in the spiritual life of your children. Maybe he wants you to commit more time to prayer. Because whatever he's doing, he always invites you to a response. He invites you to be part of it. And so what it can do is give us a focus in times of uncertainty. God gave. God gave. For Daniel, God gave. God gave 5 times in the chapter. God gave. He was able to see beyond just the natural explanation to the deeper story. He was able to discover what God is doing. My prayer for you is that you'll be able to discover what God is doing in your story, that he'll give you the eyes to see, and that you'll be able to respond to that. Because when you're able to do that, it'll teach you how to live with uncertainty. It'll bring peace and a sense of security that God is at work, and it'll give you a focus so you can respond to whatever he's asking you to do.